Hello everyone, welcome to English Ambition and I am Kakoli and I am here to assist you to get very good marks in all your English examinations of class 12. And I can assure you, if you subscribe my channel and watch all my videos, you will definitely fare very well because I am teaching all the chapters with great detail, so you will be able to answer all the MCQ questions, yet at the same time I am also simplifying the chapters because some of the chapters, poems and even the stories are a little complicated, so I'm simplifying them also so that they seem easy and comprehensible for you. One more thing, I'm also attaching worksheet on MCQ questions along with their answers and even long question answers. So that will be a ready reckoner for you before your examinations. So don't wait for anything else. Subscribe my channel and watch all my videos for a sure success in your examinations. Today we are doing a very interesting chapter from the Vistas called The Enemy. It is written by a very eminent author called Pearl S. Buck. She was a Nobel laureate. That means what? She was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature. And through this chapter, she tries to impart the lesson of peace and harmony and universal brotherhood. The author wants to say that the countries wage war against each other because of some political reasons. But because of that, we, the countrymen, the citizens, become enemies of each other for no personal grudge, for no personal reason. We harbor some aggression, negative feeling, repulsion and hatred for the citizen, the countryman of some other country who is fighting a war with our country. Okay, so she doesn't like this aspect. She definitely condemns this aspect. Now, this chapter has a backdrop of the Second World War. And as we all know, in the Second World War, Japanese were fighting against the Americans, or we can also say America was fighting against Japan. And the protagonist of this story is Dr. Sadao Hoki. He is a Japanese doctor. Now, one evening, what happens, in the front of his house, he finds an almost dead soldier, American soldier, a prisoner of war, lying. Okay, he was in a very critical condition, almost dead. Now, at this point of time, some questions arise in the mind of Dr. Sadao and definitely in the mind of the readers. Number one, what should he do with this prisoner of war? He has three options. What are they? Number one, he can hand him over to the police or the authorities because he is an enemy soldier. Number two, he can allow him lying in that sea beach where he would definitely die because he was very badly injured. But the third thing, the third option that he had was, being a doctor, he could also treat him and help him to recover. Now, what would he do? He was in a great dilemma. Dilemma means confusion. क्या करे, क्या ना करे, जब समझ में नहीं आता, that is called dilemma. Now, let's begin the story, read the story and see what happens to this American prisoner of war. Okay, now as the story begins, we see that the author describes the childhood days and the father of Dr. Sadao. The author says that when Dr. Sadao was a small boy, he would often play in the sea beach because Japan is a congregation of islands, so his house was also near the sea beach, so he would often play over there. Here we see his father was very ambitious about the future of Dr. Sadao. He had spent infinite pain to bring him up, and he wanted Dr. Sadao to be a doctor. So from his childhood only, he would constantly motivate him, okay, to become an established doctor. And Dr. Sadao fulfilled his desire also. At the age of 22, he went to America to study medicine, and he returned to Japan at the age of 30. These small little details, 22, 30, you have to remember for your objective questions, children. When Dr. Sadao came back to Japan, he was not only an established surgeon, he was also a famous scientist. So before Dr. Sadao's father died, he had seen his son as a doctor and as a scientist. Okay, now we see that the war was going on, as I told you. But why did not Dr. Sadao go for the war? Because in the war, doctors and nurses are also required along with the soldiers. But Dr. Sadao was in Japan. There are two reasons. Please underline in your books. It is on page 25. Okay. What are the two reasons? Number one, Dr. Sadao was doing a research to heal the wounds faster, okay, because at that time a lot of soldiers were getting injured. So he was doing a research that the wounds will be healed faster and in a better manner, number one. Number two, he was in Japan because he was treating an old general who was ill, and anytime he could have needed an operation, and Dr. Sadao had to be there to treat him or to operate him. So we get the two reasons, very important for your objective questions. Now we come to the day when that soldier was found in front of his house. It is said that Dr. Sadao was coming back home from his evening job, and as he was coming, it was a dark, cloudy day. It was filled with fog and mist, and he was coming back to his house. Here we again get 3-4 very important information that could be again asked for your objective. Number one, we understand that he is a very, very happily married man, and the name of his wife is Hannah. And he met Hannah where? In America, where he had gone to study. And he had met Hannah in the house of a professor called Professor Hawley. He was an American professor. Okay, he had invited his students for dinner. Dr. Sadao has also gone, and Hannah had also gone. So both of them met there. But we get one more very important information over here, that Dr. Sadao liked Hannah, but he did not take the decision to marry her, or he did not fall in love with her that time, because he wanted first to know that whether Hannah was a pure Japanese or not. That means that whether both her parents or her lineage was a complete Japanese or not. Why? Because otherwise his father would not have accepted her as his daughter-in-law. Now here we understand one more very important thing, that his father, other than being ambitious about his son, was also a little orthodox or conservative person. And when Dr. Sadao came to know that Hannah was a complete Japanese, they decided to marry each other, and now they are a very, very happily married couple, and they have 2 small little kids also. So in the meantime, Dr. Sadao reached home, and Hannah was waiting for him, and she welcomed Dr. Sadao and they went inside. Hannah was wearing a typical Japanese dress, a kimono and a haori, and she welcomed Dr. Sadao and they went inside. Okay, now what happened? They were standing in the front of the balcony. As they were standing, suddenly they saw a dark figure coming out of the ocean. Why dark? As I told you, it was already late evening and it was a little cloudy day and it was foggy and misty, so everything was not very clearly visible. So suddenly they saw a black silhouette of a man coming out of the ocean, and it seemed he was staggering. Staggering का क्या मतलब है? He was not walking very stably. Okay, he was in a little unstable condition, as if वो ठीक से चल नहीं पा रहा था. करते करते वो बीच में फिर वो जो धुंध था, मिस्ट था, उसमें वो ढक भी गया, वो दिख भी नहीं रहा था ठीक से. After some time, again when he was visible, they saw that he was crawling. वो घुटनों के बल चल रहा था और फिर वो गिर गया. He fell, he collapsed, okay, on the floor, on the ground. Now Dr. Sadao and Hannah, initially they thought that he must be a fisherman. Again an important question कि शुरू में उनको क्या लगा था? ये लगा था कि he was a fisherman. And they ran, लगा कि कोई injured है, maybe a fisherman, his boat has sunken or something like that. So they ran to save the man. As they went, they were shocked. Why were they shocked? Number one, he was not a Japanese, okay? Neither was he a fisherman. तो फिर क्या था? First of all, they saw that he was most probably an American because he was very fair. His hair, his beard were blonde, that means yellowish, and he was not a Japanese. Number two, they saw that he was badly injured. He was bleeding और उसके पीठ पे गोली लगा हुआ था. Okay, so he was bleeding. Number three, they saw a cap was lying over there and there it was written US Navy. अब इन लोगों को समझ में आ गया that he was neither a Japanese nor a fisherman. He was a prisoner of war and that too an American soldier. Okay? Now, as I told you, I began the story with that. Now they were in great confusion, in a great dilemma. What is it? What should they do with this man? If they hand him over to the police or to the authorities because he was an enemy soldier, what will they do? They will kill him. They will definitely not treat him and allow him to recover. Number two, they can allow him to lie over there instead of picking him or treating him. जैसे पड़ा हुआ है उसको छोड़ दो और चलो घर चले चलो वापस. This is the second option. But in that case also, he would die. The third option is Dr. Sadao being a doctor. It is his professional ethics to save anybody irrespective of his country, his caste, his creed. It is his ethics to save a person, a human being. So he can bring him, he can treat him, and he can help him to recover. But in that case, you can understand, he will be condemned as a traitor. He will be betraying his country because he is an enemy soldier. He is an American prisoner of war. Now, as Dr. Sadao was examining the soldier, he had one more very important observation. He understood that the wound was because of a bullet that was shot at him couple of days back. How did he understand this? Because the bullet had started to diffuse and the gunpowder had made a black mark on his back in the wound. But today it was freshly wounded because he hurt himself against those rocks that were there in the sea beach. So it again started bleeding freshly. Okay? Now, the next thing, as I told you, they were in great dilemma about what to do with this man. But after deliberation, that is after discussion between themselves, they realized that they would not be able to allow him to lie in the sea beach and allow him to die. So they finally decided to take him home, though it would be very risky for them. They can be endangering their lives, but still they decided to take him home, and they thought that they will give him some first aid, some quick remedy so that he can gain his consciousness, and then they would hand him over to the police. So they carried him home and they laid him on the mattress that was there in Dr. Sadau's father's room. As I have told you already that Dr. Sadau's father was dead, so his room was vacant. So he was made to lie on the mattress of Dr. Sadau's father's bedroom. Now, one more very important observation over here is Dr. Sadau's father, as we already know, was a little conservative and a little orthodox minded person. Here we get one more example of that. He never slept or sat on foreign bed or chairs. He generally in his own house would sit or sleep on mattresses. So this is again one more important question that can be there for your objective. Okay, now as they laid the prisoner of war or the soldier on the mattress, the first thing that they had to do was to clean him because he was very dirty with sand and mud and dirt. So Dr. Sadau told Hannah, his wife, that bring some hot water, I would clean him. But then they decided let it be done by their maid. They had a governess called Yumi who would take care of their children. She was a nanny or a governess, whatever you call it. Okay, so now children, we are entering into a very important episode, the episode of the servants. What were the reactions of the servants of their household? This is again a very important question. It can be a long question, it can be an objective question. Lot of small details are there which I'll definitely point out to you. Now, two things happened now. First of all, Hannah went to Yumi to call her, as I told you, to clean the wound or to clean the man. Number one. Number two, Dr. Sadau went to the other two servants. Who were they? There was one gardener and there was one cook. And both these men were very old and they were staying in the Sadau household from the time of Dr. Sadau's father. So Dr. Sadau went to them and explained कि ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है. We have brought this enemy soldier home. We have no other intention. थोड़ा सा उसको we will help him to be conscious or recover, be a little healthy, and then we will hand him over to the police. Now he is very severely injured, so we could not do that. He explained this to the cook and the gardener. But the cook and the gardener were not very happy with this event. They could not accept. Why will you give shelter to a prisoner or to an enemy soldier? So here again one important observation or one important question for your objective will be that the gardener was a little conservative, we can say superstitious also. So the gardener said कि नहीं ये गलत है, जिस इंसान को destiny ही मारना चाहता, like nature or destiny or fate wanted him to be killed, because first he was shot at, next he hurt himself against the rocks. That means what? God wants him to die. And we are going against God and we are saving him. We are going against nature. So nature will take revenge on you or on us. This was his observation. Okay, so we can call him. Who is the him? He is the gardener. You have to be very careful about this. Don't get confused. So the gardener is a superstitious man. Okay, now let's see what was the reaction of Yumi when Hannah told her to clean the wound or to clean the man. She was very adamant. She completely denied. In spite of Hannah's repeated request or command also, she refused. She said, no, I have never touched a white man and I will never touch a man who is so dirty. I will never do it. So she refused. Hannah was very angry because she had denied her. However, she went off, means Yumi went, and Hannah herself sat and started cleaning this boy. Okay, in the meantime, Dr. Sadau came back ready for operation, because he as a doctor had understood that until and unless he is operated upon, that bullet that is there inside his body is taken out, he would not be able to survive, neither will he be able to become conscious or healthy. So he had decided to operate upon him. So he brought all his instrument, the toolbox, and he wore a light. It is there in your book. If you look at the picture, you will see, like the miners, he wore a light so that he could focus on the place of operation or on the wound. Okay, he came ready for the operation. Hannah was a little surprised that you want to operate on him. He didn't pay much attention. He said yes. And he started preparing himself. He laid the instruments on the towel and he started his operation. He also told Hannah that your help is also required. Again, an important question, that how Hannah helped Dr. Sadao in the operation. You have to say that Hannah helped him by applying the anesthetic. Okay, so Dr. Sadao told him that you have to apply the anesthetic if required, because at that time he was unconscious. But later on, when he is being operated, because of the pain of the operation, he can become a little conscious. It can become very painful for him. So उस टाइम पे हो सकता है कि तुमको उसको एनास्थेसिया करना पड़े. So you have to help me. Now Hannah was a little afraid क्योंकि she has never done it earlier. But Dr. Sadao said it is very easy. I will tell you, you have to do it. So Hannah did not say anything. Now Dr. Sadao started with the operation. In the meantime, when Hannah saw so much of blood and the entire situation was so fearful, she felt a little sick. उसको ऐसा लग रहा था कि she will vomit. So she cupped her hand like this, ऐसे मुंह ढक के she went out of the room and most probably she vomited. Okay, outside, क्योंकि she was feeling very sick. She was feeling nausea. Okay, now after that again she came back. This time she was very brave. She has summoned all courage and she came back. Now she was ready to help Dr. Sadao with the operation. And then Dr. Sadao told that okay, now he has started to stir a little bit. Stir का मतलब थोड़ा सा वो move कर रहा था. As I told you, because of the pain, obviously, because Dr. Sadao had started the operation, तो उसको pain हो रहा होगा, तो वो हल्का हल्का वो move कर रहा था. So Dr. Sadao told Hannah that you dab a cotton in the anesthetic and you put it on his nose, and she did that. Now, as Dr. Sadao was operating, Hannah was observing. She was standing over there. Now here a small incident is told. Children, remember again for your 2-marker question also, or this year, as we only have objective from this chapter, so it can be only objective also. What is it? Now Hannah suddenly thought that though Japanese people say that they treat the prisoners of war very kindly, but there is a man, a general in the army called General Takima. He is known to be very cruel to his own wife. Okay, he beats, he assaults his own wife. So Hannah को ऐसा लगा कि a person who is cruel to his own wife, will he be ever kind to the prisoner of war or a man who is his enemy? Will he ever be kind to him? ऐसा जब वो सोच रही थी, अचानक से उसको ये दिखा कि in the neck of the man over here, okay, on the neck under her ears, there were some scars. Again, remember this for your objective question. Okay, red scars. तो उसको ये लगा that means this man was beaten in the prison. That means though the Japanese claim कि we are very kind and generous with the prisoners, in reality they are not. तो ये एक अलग सा एक छोटा सा इंसिडेंट है या कुछ एक चीज है जो पोएट ऑथर ने बताया है. So ये we can be ready for an objective question or a short question. Now in the meantime, Dr. Sadao was operating and he was completely engrossed in the operation. At this point of time, he had forgotten that he is a Japanese, or the man he was operating upon was his enemy soldier. He's an American. He had forgotten at that time. He was so engrossed in that operation that he is a doctor and he is a patient. All other identities of the two persons had dissolved. Okay, and he also called him as a friend. Why? Because ये उनका आदत था, वो जब ऑपरेशन करते थे तो अपने जो पेशेंट है उनको जनरली वो माई फ्रेंड बोल के ऐसे बात करते थे. तो फॉर हिम ऑल्सो ही स्पोक टू हिम एज माई फ्रेंड, फॉरगेटिंग दैट टुडे ही इज नॉट हिज फ्रेंड, ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी ही इज हिज एनिमी. और एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज है, इस दौरान जब वो ऑपरेशन कर रहा था उसको ये भी याद आया कि व्हेन ही वाज इन अमेरिका देयर वाज एन अमेरिकन प्रोफेसर ऑफ एनाटॉमी. He would say that if you are a doctor, you are a surgeon, and you are operating on a human body without perfect knowledge of anatomy, that is of human body, then it is a cardinal sin. That means it is a crime. It is, ये एक पाप है. तुम डॉक्टर हो, तुम सर्जन हो और तुम ऑपरेट कर रहे हो किसी को और तुमको उसके पूरे डिटेल तुमको पता नहीं है ह्यूमन बॉडी का, तो ये एक पाप है. It is a sin. So he was thinking on these lines. Why I'm telling you? Again for your short questions. Okay. Now Dr. Sadao finally found the bullet. And where was the bullet? Very important again. It was just outside the kidney. Means thankfully with God's grace, it did not burst through the kidney. So he pulled out that bullet and his kidney was saved, and finally the operation was successful. Okay, he took out the bullet and he gave him some injection for him to recover, or his nerves were very feeble, very weak, so that they stabilize a little bit. He gave him some injection and finally the operation was successful and it was over. Now children, with this I come to the end of this video, that is the part 1 of enemy, and to continue please view the part 2 of this chapter. I have deliberately divided this chapter into 2 parts. As you can understand, it's a huge chapter, 23-page chapter. Moreover, this is for your detailed study. You will have plenty of objectives from this chapter and it has a lot of information. So I have deliberately divided this chapter into 2 parts. Okay, so watch my next video, and those of you who have still not subscribed, please do so and keep on watching. Till then, happy viewing.